I actually am awake, Jackson, but the reason why it took so long was I was making my coffee. I woke up at 9:20, so yeah, I did sleep in. What up? I'm gonna grab my jewel and my water. Oh, I was doing a lot this morning, guys. I got my coffee machine back, or I got a new coffee machine, so now we're making coffee. We're back with coffee. Well, no way. Jackson just answered. So if you enjoyed today's show, be a friend and tell a friend. I guess we're gonna be 3 minutes short. I do not want to go to the gym today, but I need to. Also, don't even wear my retainers are gone right now, but I somehow got a mouth ulcer. I don't know how that happens, but fuck that. Either way, 9:34 in the morning. Late start for me today. Well, I hope you guys are doing good today. I think it's definitely. I think it's interesting, okay? That the NBA, I feel like we're still in the same cycle we were a week ago. I'm also hating the fact that I had whatever when you bite yourself in your sleep or like with your retainers when shit rubs up against it. So I think it's definitely interesting as all hell. But I'm waiting for Jackson. Jackson, you better fucking come on. There's no right at this point. You texted me. Bud. I don't know how you can be late after you texted me. Whoa, no way. So let's text you back where you at. I've been over here for 2 minutes trying to run this show. I need to go play basketball, even though it's just something I don't want to do, but it needs to be done. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What are you guys thinking of today? Anything fascinating? Anything I'm missing out on? I'm just happy that I have coffee. I watched the Manti Te'o Untold documentary, and let me tell you, I feel bad for the guy. Like Pat McAfee said, Manti Te'o deserves an apology from all of us. Okay, I feel so sorry for Manti Te'o. You watched the Manti Te'o documentary?
Not yet.
It's we all deserve an apology for Manti Te'o. Like
No.
you say, no, it's all like he didn't do shit. I also did not know that part of the storyline was people thought he faked it to win the Heisman.
Really?
Yeah, like that's like part of the thing. Like when the initial, like the two biggest stories was that he did this to either hide the fact that he was gay and
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say a different word. He was gay and then he was like, nah, I'm far from that. I bet you Manti Te'o was cleaning house, okay, and call at Notre Dame. And then the other one was they said it was a hoax to create drama so voters would feel bad for him, so he'd win the Heisman Trophy as a defensive player.
I mean, if Johnny Football didn't have the year he had, Manti Te'o is a Heisman.
Oh, 100%. If Johnny wasn't fueled by cocaine and weed,
Oh, man, that was such a fun year in football because I'm a big Notre Dame fan. Because my dad.
You're such a bandwagoner.
No, well, you got to keep in mind, like here in Illinois, I have Northwestern and Illinois.
Good sports teams.
I don't think anyone's ever said that ever. They're not good sports teams, so I didn't mess with them because I like good sports teams. So my dad was a huge Notre Dame fan. I don't know why. He's also was born in Chicago, but like we named our dog Rudy.
That's awful. That movie's fake. You know it's not real,
I'm
right?
naming my next dog Manti. I know it's all bull.
Like everybody Manti, hated him. Manti's
that was
cool.
Like such a big deal though.
Te'o or Manti?
The national, naming winning the or making the championship game that year, like life was good. I can't even remember. I think I was in middle school at that time. Like that was long. We got smoked.
Oh yeah, but
We got butt fucked.
from the way they make it seem like was Manti Te'o. Their Texas company hopes to de-extinct Tasmanian tiger in the next 10 years. Holy fuck, that's way more important than whatever we're talking about. Because a Dallas-based startup, Colossal Biosciences, which aims to reintroduce the marsupial into the wild, also previously announced plans to revive the woolly mammoth. But if I can get myself a Tasmanian tiger, I'm getting myself a Tasmanian tiger. Okay, and we're gonna call it Lilo.
How do you de-extinct it?
You just clone it. Dork. Fucking idiot.
Real quick comment though, Manti Te'o's an idiot. How do you never FaceTime or see a picture
No,
of this girl?
dude, no.
Idiots.
They had FBI. Like, this was an elaborate, sophisticated hoax with like
By
multiple.
3 people.
No,
How smart are 3 people?
Okay, so it's weird because they have both people. They have the person who perpetrated the hoax and the Manti, and they bounce back between Renaya, aka Naya, because it's a transgender woman now.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, it's weird. And then it's funny because the other interviewees don't know she's transgender, so they just keep calling him Renaya, him, he, him. Like they had to put at the beginning, like, the interviewees were unaware that Renaya is now Naya. So like, it just seems
Renaya
like
Renaya is a guy's name.
Renaya is a guy name, and now he is not. They are Naya.
How do you spell that?
RONAIAH and then NAYA.
There's no way that's a guy's name. No way.
So Renaya swears that everything was 100% him, this and that, but it really seems almost like psychopathic the way like they portray like that he needs the credit. He has to show the world this was me. This was really I did all this. Like he's proud of it, you know?
Oh, of getting Manti?
Yeah, of getting Manti, and he's like
just
it's
obsessed
weird.
with him, or
I think he was obsessed with the feeling of being talking to someone, yeah, or having someone think that you were real. But like,
yeah, but how did Manti? How was it? Why was it?
Manti swear like Dr. Phil. They don't really go like there was a whole nother level that they could have gone that I felt like they didn't go, and I think you need to watch it because Manti and the thing suggests that he talked to at least 2 people, sometimes even 3 or 4. Okay, his parents say they talked to 2 or 3 people at least. Okay, like the phone would be passed all the time, and that's why they believe that this was an elaborate like multi-person hoax. And the weird part was there was tweets and like people knew about it, and I don't know, like I definitely don't think Manti was behind it at all. I just think
obviously what the hell? People think that?
Yeah, that was like a big thing. People thought he was behind the hoax so he could win the Heisman.
It ruined his life and career.
Yeah, so he said he developed anxiety, and from the way I took it is Manti Te'o never was the football player he could have been or was.
No way.
Because he was ruined by anxiety. Dude, the end's so sad. He's crying. He's like, it don't matter anymore. He's like, for all those million people who made fun of me. Like, dude, this guy's crying. He's like, for everyone, the memes, the jokes, for everyone who's made fun of me, for every person who's came up to me and asked me for a picture just to turn around and make fun of me in my face, for everyone who's literally just stood there and like listed all the times people had made fun of him and like literally just told them that he sucked, he was awful, and like it was like I look forward for that one kid who comes up into me and says, Manti Te'o, I'm a really big fan, and he means it. He's like, I do it for him, for all those thousands, millions of people who want to put out their jokes and make fun of me. I don't like, dude, it was really emotional, the ending. Like, you could tell this guy's life was fucked by this. Also, his wife is a babe.
Oh, so he's married now?
Yeah. Also, he's a Mormon.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know Manti Te'o was a Mormon. I also figured out why Mormons and like all these religions go to like shit, like pieces of shit areas in the world, is because they go to places where people are illiterate, and they basically tell them, "Hey, you want running water? You want to learn how to read? You want to learn how to write? All right, we'll teach you how to read with the Bible. We'll teach you how to write with Scripture, and if you accept Christ as your Savior, we'll give you running water and maybe some plumbing. We'll build you a
Yeah,
house."
I don't trust the Mormons.
Do you agree with me? Is that shit crazy?
Yeah, I don't. I used to live by them. I don't really trust it.
I've told you this. I've never met a Mormon in my life.
You just like it's even just like small stuff like going swimming. It's
What
all
they try to
covered.
touch your butthole?
No, it's just all covered.
Oh yeah, they have to do everything covered. They're like Orthodox Jews. I mean, look, I think Mormons are the same as Scientologists. Like they're both cults. I rather be friends with a Jehovah Witness than a Mormon or a Scientologist.
Yeah, I mean
Because
they're pesky and annoying.
which ones?
Mormons.
Yeah, I just think, but they're also sus.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not trying to talk about all Mormons. I'm just giving my experience in Utah. Like
Hey, you actually
first off,
lived in you.
all the dudes, all the freshman dudes in my school were like 32. Just got back from mission. Never had sex before. Like they're
Oh
just
my
like
god.
horned up. Like they're horned up, weird as fuck. Just not normal people. And the girls are
Wait,
all
did you have
for it.
friends at like South Utah?
Yes, I had friends.
Were there
I
normal
actually
people?
I got so lucky. I lived with three other dudes, and none of them were Mormons, and they were like the most normal guys you could have
You probably got
imagined.
paired up on purposely like that.
I don't know, but all my friends were extremely normal people, and it was so fun and it was so cool. But then you'd meet
Why'd you leave again?
your Mormon. Just bad reasons.
You got in trouble?
No, I did not get in trouble.
Were you a bad
Unfortunately.
were you a bad boy?
I was not. It was not.
It's not.
I was doing nothing of badness. So,
I got a
yeah, shout
coffee
out to
machine.
Mormon.
We're back on the
Oh, you
record.
got it?
Yeah, I got a coffee. $20 at Walmart, and then I bought for $16 48 pods of Folgers in your cup.
Nice. Yeah, you got to hit the like bundle deals. Online's like really good for that.
Walmart, bro. I brought like the Walmart like generic like fucking coffee maker, and then I just got myself Folgers. I'm more of a Maxwell House guy, but
I want quality. I want some like Starbucks.
Starbucks is not quality, bro.
I want like some Dunkin'. I like the flavor.
Just don't mention chains and call it quality.
You
watch
I don't know.
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk?
Yeah.
It's like a Hulk, but a girl.
Yeah, attorney at law.
I don't know what. I was just kidding. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you watch the NBA release the schedule at all?
I saw like Bulls are on it 14 times. Saw KD, got knocked off.
Yeah, dude, I was super deep last night. Part of the reason why I didn't wake up early was I was reading so much shit about the war in Ukraine.
You don't want to know my take on the war in Ukraine.
No, I don't. How you doing though? Let's get right into it. We have the Nuggets today. We're talking as well as I think I put the Raptors we haven't done and the 76ers.
Dude, I can't freaking wait for tomorrow because I'm so behind on clips right now. I uploaded the Hawks clip at like probably around 6
In the morning?
at night. Like I'm like I edited it. I just chopped it up. I posted it. It finished at like 10:30 or something. Like it was like the longest ever. It's taking so long. So I can't wait to get past my Wi-Fi. And tomorrow I'm hoping we're gonna be on TV because Nick and I are gonna buy some behind home plate tickets to the Pirates game. It's like only like $200. And
you're
so
gonna
I'm
go
gonna
with
try and get on
signs?
TV. I am 100,000% bringing a sign, and I might bring multiple, and I will make one about our show. So I'm really excited. You're probably not gonna like me too much tomorrow. The good news is, doesn't seem like there's anybody watching us right now. So maybe
Nobody's
no one will
watching.
notice.
Yeah, no one, dude. We went back-to-back days where we were hovering around 12 people, and then today people were just like, "Fuck you guys, no one."
So the last 2 days I've posted on all my basketball channels that were live, but I don't think that's why. Like, I don't think people were joining us because of that.
You don't think so?
I think it was
A
a
fluke?
coincidence. I could
Oh,
try it
okay.
again right now though, and we could
You want to try it
probably
again right now?
Yeah, we could
We'll
probably
find
get
out.
an answer here.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, right now is the truth. If you let's see how loyal these fuckers are.
I mean, almost 600 subs.
I know we're doing well. Dude, did you see? I have a tweet from last night that has like 600 likes.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, really? What'd you tweet? Dude,
Yeah,
I've never gotten that many likes. What'd you tweet?
let me pull it up. It's so stupid. You ready? I'll show
Yeah.
it on the screen. It's so dumb.
What's a response? It must suck sometimes for NBA players just to shop and do normal civilian. Oh my god, I saw this before it blew up then. Because I saw that. That was because I saw that and watched the video of Ben Simmons at the candy shop. That's cool though.
And then I was being an asshole, responded to every person who
responded to you.
Yes.
Dude, I can't. That's such a trap. Like if I'm ever drinking like just a slight amount,
look at this.
I gotta log off Twitter.
I think this was the most wholesome and civilized Twitter thread I've ever seen, you guys.
You get any follows from that?
Huh? I actually got like a few, like 2.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm like very. Also, Inflation Reduction Act.
I saw that, and I saw that at the gym, and it concerned me just because I don't know jack shit about this, and I saw that it's gonna like hurt the middle class or something.
No, you just sounded so conservative, bro.
Well, maybe it was Fox News, but
yes,
I think it was CNN.
No, you definitely just heard that off of Fox News.
I actually don't think so because I don't know if our gym plays Fox News.
Gyms usually play all TVs, unless it's like a woke gym, then they play CNN only.
I don't know. I think we only play CNN. This is Chicago, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't think people watch Fox News here.
You're right. Oh, dude. Let's get right into it. Who do you want to talk about first? Nuggets, Sixers, or Raptors? You choose. Jokic is actually trending.
Jokic?
Yeah, Jokic is trending because they ranked him. NBA Central ranked him as the third. NBCSports.com ranked him as the third best player in the league right now.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I'm going to guess Giannis and KD. Yeah. I'd be surprised if it wasn't Giannis and KD.
Jokic is the best player in the league right now. Until you tell me otherwise. Back-to-back MVPs. Back-to-back MVPs. Okay. Until he doesn't win an MVP, he's the best player in the league.
It's probably Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I don't know, man. I feel like Nikola Jokic, if going against Giannis Antetokounmpo, I don't actually know who would win that. Because as I said that, I'm like, Giannis is way more athletic. Giannis might win that in a 1v1 just because Giannis might be able to. But I don't think it necessarily means that Giannis is better. All right, you got to choose Nuggets, Sixers, or Raptors, you dumb bitch.
I don't know. When it's worded like that, it sounds so boring. I guess the Sixers.
You're boring, pussy.
I'm gonna eat a pretty gyro later though. That's not boring.
Euro?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna get a Euro? Also, are you going to a White Sox or a
no.
Cubs game? You're going to a
What?
White Sox game, aren't you?
Oh, I'm going to a Pirates game in Pittsburgh
When?
tomorrow.
You're flying
Driving.
to Pittsburgh.
That's why I gotta cut out possibly early. Yeah. Driving to Pittsburgh. We got
How
a hotel
far
in
is Pittsburgh? 8 hours?
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Game's
Yeah,
at
well-
7. We lose an hour, but
Are you guys driving back same day?
no, the next day we'll go to somewhere in West Virginia to play with a subscriber. And
Golf?
then yeah, and then
You're going to
we'll get
West
Outer
Virginia to
Banks.
play golf.
Well, it's like 45 minutes south of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know where I very much.
So
My friends call me a volunteer mountaineer. I used to spend so
really?
much. I used to go to Morgantown all the time, buddy.
Is that where West
that's
Virginia
where
is?
the University of West Virginia.
Hmm.
Alexandra Zotovic or Zotovich. We are going for the
Whoa.
trophy. We'll talk
Second
about, huh? This guy's either really Russian or Eastern European.
I thought I was reading like a Dostoevsky book real quick. Like, well, what's up with it? We just got all these Nuggy fans in here. Hell yeah! All right, Nuggets.
Yeah, that's Nuggets.
To the Nuggets.
Yeah, let's switch to the Nuggets. We're about to start with the Sixers, but the Nuggets decided to come in waves. They said, "Fuck the Sixers. We're gonna make you cover the Nuggets." Okay, sub John Doe. This is actually one of my boys.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I always find this so funny because I look at this, I'm like, this is a joke on scripture.
It has to be, right?
Alrighty.
He missed the good part of the show then.
All right, so we pulled up the Denver Nuggets, guys. As you guys know, they traded Will Barton and Monte Morris. I actually very much do miss Monte Morris, but we turned that into Ish Smith and Contavious Caldwell-Pope, brought Bruce Brown, brought back Devon Reed, and technically they also brought back Vlatko Chanchard, brought in DeAndre Jordan, Adonis Arms, and, you know, Kellen Grady and Colin Gillespie. Colin Gillespie, I believe, is out for season with a fractured leg. What do you think of this team?
Dude, this will be a good team. It's contingent on a couple of factors.
Health.
Numero uno, Michael Porter Jr. is back. If
So
Michael
health.
Porter Jr. can stay healthy, he is going to do what he was doing before he got injured. Now, Jamal, I'm not so worried as much because that was a long time ago and he hasn't dealt with this injury his entire career, Michael Porter Jr. I think that if Michael Porter Jr. is healthy, i.e. Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic do their thing as well, I mean, you're probably going to make it past – you're going to make it past the first round. You're probably going to be a top 4 seed and have home field advantage. My one thing is, aren't they in the division with Golden State? That might be an issue. And Phoenix, is it? So they might not be able to get a top 4 seed just because of the new rules with seeding. But I think regardless, they should be able, if they're healthy, they should be able to get past the first round. And you're really going to see guys like Bruce Brown Jr., massive impact in the playoffs. KCP, Bones Highland's ready to step up to the next, take another step. And then, I mean, honestly, if you got guys like Zeke Naji, Devon Reed, if these guys are producing as well, that helps them a lot. But I think they'll probably make it to the second round, and it's going to depend on health, and it's going to depend on, is it enough firepower? I think it's plenty of firepower, but it's been a couple of years. I mean, we forget 2020, this team almost made it to the finals. Jamal Murray was on a different, he was on something. I don't know what it was, but
Jamal Murray, I don't think we need to see bubble Jamal Murray. I think that's just us sitting here and being like, okay, let's just conjure up the best version of a player and let's see if we can continue. Like, no one's over here like TJ Warren. We need bubble TJ Warren. Everyone knew that was a just a good streak, you know? And
Yeah, you know Jamal's a good player.
but he isn't bubble Jamal. That bubble Jamal was a top 5 point guard.
I think he'll.
Am I wrong
I
for
think at
thinking
some
that?
point in his career he'll be a top 5 point guard.
I think he caps out. I think the best version of Jamal, like, don't get me wrong, that 20, 20, 21 points, 47, 40. Can he
That's a
average that
season.
yet? I know. I want to see what.
Look at that. You're seeing an increase every year right there. All 5 years increase. Increase.
Did he blow out his knee the year after the bubble?
I think he blew out his knee in. Well, yeah, it was after the bubble because that
was
was
after the
2019,
bubble.
2020. I think he
Yeah.
blew out his knee, if I'm not mistaken, around All-Star break.
Post All-Star break, 14 games after the All-Star break.
Damn. Okay, so that was even more doggy.
So if he can average the stats that he averaged his last full, honestly, I need 18 points a night from Jamal at the very least.
You're getting it. At least you're getting it.
At least. I honestly need Michael Porter Jr. to be the second leading scorer. I need Jamal Murray to be the point guard. We need Contavious Caldwell-Pope to be the 3-and-D guy, and then Aaron Gordon to be the Swiss Army knife. I look at this roster, and I've said this before. Zeke Nnaji is their backup center. DeAndre Jordan's the third center. I think he's just a locker room present, and I think they're really going to go with Zeke Nnaji because he's at 252 pounds now.
Wow.
Yeah, he put on 12 pounds of muscle.
Jeez.
This past offseason. Yeah, and I think he's going to year 3. He's shown flashes. I think this year they were like, fuck it. We'll bring in Jordan. Jordan will be like break the glass type emergency. If there's an emergency and Zeke Nnaji is doing terrible, they'll break the glass and pull DeAndre Jordan out on the court. But I think they're going to use Jordan to mentor Zeke Nnaji and basically tell Zeke Nnaji, you are the backup center for Jokic. Sup, Aaron?
Yeah, he should be. Was Aaron here?
Yeah, Aaron just well. I find it interesting with Christian Brown, Vlatko Chanchar, Jeff Green, as what is their role going to be? Because we know Ish Smith is the insurance policy for Bones Highland. If Bones Highland doesn't take the jump or struggles with consistency, they're gonna play Ish Smith. That's what they've said. We got Bruce Brown. He's the other Swiss Army knife. Aaron Gordon's the big Swiss Army knife, the forward version of the Swiss Army knife, while Bruce Brown's the perimeter Swiss Army knife for this team, which is what they've needed. And then I think the thing is like this team's really good, and I like Devon Reed, but I don't know. Like, I think Jeff Green's fine. For me, I just thought, couldn't you have flipped that Christian Brown pick into something? I don't know. I hate Christian Brown, and honestly, let me turn off my Christian Brown hate. Christian Brown was a good draft pick in theory. He's gonna come in, play 15 minutes for them a night, just hit 3-pointers and play D.
Hey, you go to his same damn school, and is his name Christian Brown, not Braun? I don't know
Brown.
about that.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so for first 2 years, we all went here. We were like, is it Braun or Brown? And then like everyone found out it's Brown, and everyone like on Yit Yak would make fun of him. They'd be like, I love spelling my name, not how it is. It's like just people make fun of him. Like, I love how my name is Brown and I don't even fucking spell it like that. Like like this is literally, this just makes no sense. Like, I understand if he had like an accent over one of the letters, but this is literally Braun. Like, who was that baseball player for the Brewers?
Terrence Fielder.
No, Braun, the one who did the.
Oh my
steroid.
God, Christian Braun.
Wait,
Wasn't
that's
his name Christian as well?
Braun.
That guy was a motherfucker for Cubs fans. That guy.
Ryan Braun.
That guy was a motherfucker.
Didn't he win the MVP and then the following year he got caught with steroid use?
I think something of sorts, because I know his career quickly
de-escalated. Yeah, so he won back-to-back MVPs. No, he won one MVP. He won 4 or 5 Silver Sluggers in a row and then got suspended. Was he a dog? I don't follow baseball. Okay, he was a dog.
He was
All
an
right, so
unfortunate dog.
but I knew Ryan Braun as Ryan Braun, spelt it the same way, and I'm pretty sure Braun might be like a Jewish name, or might be German. But so when we first came here, everyone was like, "That's Braun," and then like one day you just heard them say it's Christian Brown, and you're like, "Fuck you." Nobody really likes Christian Brown. Everyone thought he was kind of like an asshole on campus. Like everyone, like on the basketball team, if there was someone that everyone hated, it was Christian Brown and then Jalen Wilson. Even though a lot of girls like Jalen Wilson because they think he's hot.
It's girls like Christian Brown.
I mean, I bet you some conservative white girls who
Is he white?
Christian Brown? Yeah, he's like whiter than fucking you, bro. He's just as white as you.
He's whiter than me.
Yeah, like
I got a pretty good tan right now. So.
No, Christian Brown, mom's a MILF. Have you never seen that video of in the draft when that one guy like Chris is standing there and he looks right and it's Christian Brown's mom's ass in his face and he just turns his head back and he's just like,
are you serious?
Like looking, trying to look the other way, and like, and there's like the tweet is like, "This man is fighting some demons right now."
Oh man, that is good.
I gotta find that, but what I like about this team is, can we give the Nuggets a round of applause for what they're doing? Is they have a bunch of old guys, but they're like, hey. Not old guys. They have a bunch of veterans guys to win now, but they're like, we understand that we need to have as many, vets, guys who will be able to play now. But they're like, we understand that these guys aren't going to last forever. So we're going to develop Christian Brown. We're going to develop Bones Highland. We're going to develop Payne Watson. You can even say they're going to develop Devon Reed, and all these guys who could be guys who could develop into future players for them,
They do a great job at drafting. Very good job.
Yeah, I think they do. I always find it like what?
I think they're very well disciplined as well.
Yeah, I think Mike Malone's an underrated coach, and I think Calvin Booth so far replacing our man Tim Conley, who went to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've done a good job,
Yeah.
Though my biggest fear with this team is what we started with the original is Michael Porter Jr. What if Michael Porter Jr. is not healthy? I mean, they have the players just in case.
Yeah, you've got. I mean, Brown will hold it down. KCP will hold it down, depending on. Both of those guys would probably start. Like KCP should start regardless. I think you have Bruce come off the bench until he is too good to not play. They'd be totally fine. They'd be totally fine without Michael Porter Jr. as far as getting to the playoffs go. Maybe you can get past the first round. Maybe. I think this team is – I honestly think the Denver Nuggets are probably a second-round team regardless of Michael Porter Jr. or not.
Ready? Look at this guy.
I think that's how good they are.
Wait. They showed this guy at the bottom left. Ready? Look at the guy at the bottom left.
Yeah.
Ready?
She's like right there.
It's such a good clip. It's right here. He looks over for a second. Oh, wait. The initial look over right here. It's just such a quick class. He's like, oh, shit, ass in my face. He's like, get the eyes off. Like, this man knew the cameras were panning at him. He's like, can't be seen checking out ass. I had to find that video. That video makes me laugh so hard. Yeah, I just think it comes down to Michael Porter Jr. And do we need Michael Porter Jr. to be the guy that he was 2 years ago?
Yep.
Or you?
If you want to win a championship, yeah. Definitely. Michael Porter Jr. was on pace for what possibly could be a very
Ryan Braun was
career.
offered to be on The Bachelor.
How is Ryan Braun not married?
I don't know. Maybe he is now, but at the time. All right, so this is wild. So, dude, it is. Look at Michael Porter Jr.'s stats. This is ridiculous. This is almost sad to look at.
Fuck you.
There's like one good season and hammered in between like 3 really sad seasons. You see it?
No, what are they?
You're just something else.
Oh,
bro.
did you say? Oh, do you mean to like look it up?
Yeah, but now I'm gonna look it up to you. That's sad.
I'm not the producer. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Fuck you. We're done with.
All right.
What's the record? And we'll move over to the Sixers because it is 10-10.
Hold on, because now I gotta look up Michael Porter Jr. stats.
I just fucking showed you them.
Oh yeah, I appreciated the 2 seconds.
Ah, fuck you. You're not
Michael
appreciative.
Michael Port J. I don't know what you're talking about, and it's blasphemous. Yeah, oh my god, Michael Porter Jr. Wait. Yeah, so the back injury first year, which sucked, but you knew that when you drafted him, right?
Yeah. We knew that.
Bulls could have drafted him. Bulls should have drafted him. And
Hornets are trying to trade Oubre.
I don't care. 9.3 points in 16 minutes. Not a bad season. He only started 8 games, so FU. Second season was great, FU. So third season, he got injured, so FU. So yeah, it's not ideal, but it's not the worst. They'll be a second-round team, and if Michael Porter Jr. stays healthy, takes that next step, then maybe they can get back into the the conference finals. But regardless if Michael Porter Jr. is healthy or not, the Denver Nuggets will make it to the second round. And I'll put that in pen. I'll get the hair moving.
I'll get the hair. I whip my hair back and forth. Dude, I'm so sore from the basketball yesterday. I played like for 2.5 hours.
There's a stupid ass. I don't know if they're paving the road or something, but the one place I go and play basketball that isn't attached to a school because all the schools are in session now, so I can't go shirtless play basketball at 2 p.m. with a school in sesh. But they're like getting it paved or something. It's been all week. I haven't played basketball all week. I got a good bullpen stint in yesterday, and now my arm was all tired, which kind of made me miss it. But
yeah,
I found a big piece of wood, like off a branch, and I use it.
I was about to make a joke about. I was about to make a joke about a dick joke right there. I was like, you sure you are looking?
So when I'm done pitching, I get rock hard and just hit dingers with my boner. Is this serious?
What happens if there was a guy like in the history of baseball? He had such a big dick that he didn't use. This was Jack Peter Johnson, and Jack Peter Johnson, Dick Peter Johnson. That'd be a great name. Dick Peter Johnson used to line up in the 1930s, and he would just jack off until he got hard, and he used his 2-foot-long penis, and he would just.
It's like a Family Guy skit.
Yeah, swing, bada, swing. Yeah, he's more of a bunter than anything.
More of an on base guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he had one of the highest on base percentages.
Oh,
John Dow didn't need no bat.
Imagine sliding face first.
No. What you do is you use your dick as a pole vault. You run and you stick your dick in the ground and you pole vault to the next base.
So
have you seen the movie Basketball?
No.
It's made by the creator. It stars the creators of South Park. So Trey Parker and Matt Stone are the 2 main characters, and they invent a game called Basketball where they combine baseball and basketball, and it becomes the next greatest sport in America. And there's a scene where they're both fighting over the same woman throughout the movie, and she comes in and they're naked in the locker rooms. You got to watch the uncut edition, and you see they only show the tips of their dicks just hanging like this close to the ground, and then they turn around and both of their dicks slap the girl in the face. Like she's just there. And then they come back and you just see their dogs just like this close to the ground, just the tips they show. And they're just like every time they turn, their dicks are hitting everybody. because they're so long. I've said this before. Every great comedy has at least one pair of fake tits and one soft dick in it. Tell me I'm wrong.
Super bad.
They have tits in that. Is there a
Not
soft dick?
sure.
Well, there is a soft dick, or at least there is dick humor in that. I think someone gets a boner.
There is dick humor. The girl has a period on.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It doesn't always have to be a soft dick, but there has to be dick humor. Every great comedy either has one soft dick or dick humor in it, and a pair of tits.
Yeah, the whole fucking movie is based around dick humor. They're all trying to have sex.
Like, no, but like that's our. But it's more
you're
like,
saying so it doesn't count? What about that
like,
scene where they're like dry humping and she pukes? Is that's soft dick humor?
No, that's more like
that's just humor.
That's just sex humor.
Yeah.
I think the closest dick humor is the period blood on his dick.
Oh, okay.
You know it's a great movie that's actually a fucking terrible movie? Project X. Have you ever seen the real Project X guy?
No. Is he a dork?
He's from Australia.
You're talking about the actor in the movie? Project X. Oh, was Project X real and they made a movie?
Yes.
Oh, that's nuts.
It happened in Australia.
Oh, really?
Corey Worthington.
Oh, the movie's based on this.
He went on to this guy.
What? This interview is hilarious. We might as well have a bit party, and then he just sort of got a hand, yeah. Well, 500 people turned up. The A-wing of the police force, the dog squad, yeah. Neighbors' cars were being destroyed. It'd be much better with volume, so I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, I know, but it was funny. It was funny. Okay,
I'll get it tabbed up.
Let's go to Toronto Raptors. Dude, having coffee finally? Very nice. Starting lineup is going to be Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes. I don't even know who's going to be their starting center. Precious Achiuwa.
Yeah.
Then you run Gary Trent and Fred VanVleet.
I mean, maybe.
No, well, you got to go Precious, Scotty, Pascal. Yeah, Gary Trent and Fred VanVleet. Well, no, I don't know if you put Gary Trent off the bench and you start OG Anunoby. Yeah, you do Gary Trent off the bench and you start OG Anunoby at shooting guard. That's a fucking massive lineup.
I think. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know how they'll handle that. I think it'll be because once everyone got fully healthy, it was a playoffs. Like either way, their minutes aren't bundled normally. So like even if Gary's coming off the bench or Precious is coming off the bench or who's coming off the bench, they're still gonna be worked in like a starter. I'm curious. That's like I actually haven't even thought about that this offseason. I'm thinking probably Freddie, Gary, OG, Scotty, and Siakam once again. But then you'll probably see a quick sub 3 minutes into the game of Scotty coming out, and you'll probably see Precious come into the game then, unless they're still big on Kem. But I think Kem's fully in a bench role now, as he should be, because Precious really had a break.
I don't know why they didn't trade Kem.
Well, I still like the big man.
Like, he's their only center.
He can be fine defensively. I think last year was just I think myself was expecting too much from Kem Birch last year. So I think my expectations are in check now, and I think the Raps' expectations are in check. And Thaddeus Young, Chris Boucher, and Otto Porter Jr., this is a very deep team now, just based off from last trade deadline to now.
Yeah, I mean, this team did the right thing. This past offseason, they knew what their problem was. They were like, we don't have enough shooting on this team. So what did they do? They went out, they got DJ Wilson, Svi Mikhailu. Well, Svi Mikhailu
No.
last year, but like Otto Porter.
Yeah.
I meant Otto Porter, but I read Svi Mikhailu. Otto Porter, DJ Wilson, and they also brought in, theoretically Greg Brown was a guy who was able to shoot in college at times, and then we assume that Precious Achua, Chris Boucher, Thad Young, who they brought back, are all going to be able to continue to do what they were doing last year. I mean, we assume Precious Achua, the guy was shooting like 5 3-pointers a game post All-Star break. Also,
100%.
Steve Mikhailu was such a fuck up of a pickup. Like I think they brought him in last year because like for his career he was always a great 3-point shooter, and then last year in
Yeah.
Toronto, dude, it's like Steve Mikhailu forgot how to play basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope he reclaims his spot, but Malachi and Delano are quickly knocking. They're gonna have a nice camp battle. I don't even think we'll see if DJ Wilson makes the team, but you have a big roster battle of Champagne, Hernan Gomez, DJ Wilson.
I think Hernan Gomez's money is somewhat guaranteed, so I think Hernan Gomez is on the
Really?
team. Yeah, so the way you figure out, I'm pulling up the player salaries right now. The way you figure out who's going to be on, who's fighting for a roster spot is by how much their contracts are guaranteed.
Yeah, I know, but I don't.
So DJ Wilson money's only guaranteed for 250,000. Delano Banton's only guaranteed. They already cut Armani Brooks, so Delano Banton is fighting. I mean, Thad Young only has $1 million guaranteed. So right now the roster's at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19. So take off 2 because they're two-way. So they're 2 guys over, which means 2 guys are fighting for roster spots. I think Gabe Brown won't make the team. He'll be a G League guy. Fuck, man. I don't know who's the other cut. I think they like what?
I think it'll be Svi or Hernan Gomez or DJ Wilson.
How much is Fee making? 1.8. I don't know how much of his contract is guaranteed.
They're gonna go with Malachi. Malachi's making the team, and then I think Delano. I think you have to take Delano because all the upside, and he had a really solid rookie year, being as late of a pick as he did.
I think they're definitely cutting Gabe Brown. I think they're going to cut DJ Wilson because he's only guaranteed 250. I think Svi Mikhailu's guaranteed 1.8 and Delano Banton's guaranteed 1.5. You cut Gabe Brown because if you cut him and he signs with your G League team, he gets a $50K bonus. So he'll probably do that. And then DJ, like he's 2.1, but he's only guaranteed 250. So I bet you if DJ Wilson doesn't look as good as Svi Mikhailu, I think anything DJ Wilson's getting cut, even though he's on a 2-year deal. But the same
Penny are they?
I mean, yeah, and Justin Champagne is also on a 2-year deal. Now I just look at this and I just think, God damn it. This could be easier if they just said fuck Kem Birch and just fully embrace the fact that they won't have a traditional center.
Yeah, I would rather have Kem Birch, and I don't think there's anything to write home about DJ, Svi, those 2 guys in specific. As far as, I mean, I'd throw Hernan Gomez on that list too, and I'd probably throw Champagne on that list. And
I think they Justin Champagne, he has 2 years on his deal, and I think they had him on a 2-way contract last year, so I think they like Justin Champagne.
No, they do. Like, I'm not saying I don't like Justin Champagne. I just mean like none of these guys. Like we're talking like probably no minutes here. Like I don't even.
I think they're keeping Hernan Gomez because look at Hernan Gomez is a multi-positional defender who, when utilized correctly, like last year on the Jazz, he had, I know it wasn't anything special, but in those 17 games, he played 17 and a half minutes a night, scored 6.2 points, 51% from the field, 44% from 3.5 rebounds, an assist a game, half a block, half a steal. And the last season that he actually played meaningful minutes with the Timberwolves in 14 games in 2019, he played 29 minutes a night. 42% from 3, 45 from the field, 7.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, a steal a night, and half a block. You know, like he's a guy that like I think they like him because he's like basically 6'10", and he just kind of fits that because he could basically be their small ball 5.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how many teams Hernan Gomez has played for so far. He's played for 6 teams, and he's been in the league for like 6 seasons.
passed around.
Yeah. 6 seasons, 6 teams. That's freaking crazy, man.
It's tough.
All right, so I think the Raptors, what was their record last year? I think they're going to be better than last year.
50 and
Huh?
50 and 32.
Oh, yeah, I think they can win 50 games easily again. I think 55 wins is something that's feasible. 55 and 27.
Yeah,
Is
we'll
that
see
far?
with health.
With health,
It's
yeah.
not at all.
But like if
We'll see
Scotty
with health.
Barnes takes the jump, if Precious Achua takes the jump, and Pascal, Chris Boucher, and all of them continue being what they're capable of, this team is going to definitely get better, right? In theory.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they're what? Rebounding's the biggest concern.
Yeah, they did fine with that until the playoffs. Really,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Regular season rebounding, I'm not worried. It's playoff rebounding.
regular season, this team will be beastly. I think probably.
Playoffs.
I think they'll get to the 4th seed probably.
Yeah, I could see that, or the 3rd, the highest. I don't see them being the 2 or the 1st seed, but I agree. 4th is good. I think we both agree this team will continue the regular season dominance, but the part that we both get scared of is the rebounding in the playoffs when, they have the lineup strength. This is a team that during the regular season, they like to go 9 or 10 deep, but in the playoffs, you're going 8 deep, maybe 9,
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I just think the matchup last year was tough because the Raps were still so banged up. Freddie was nursing his hammy all end of the season.
Yeah.
And he was playing too much at the end, and his hammy just was not there in the playoffs. And you had Gary Trent Jr. get sick for the first couple of games. You had OG Anunoby miss a fat chunk of the season, and he was just coming back. Scotty Barnes got injured in the first game. Like every bad thing that possibly could have happened pretty much happened to Toronto, and they almost came back. So I think I'm not really worried, especially with the additions of Otto Porter Jr. I'm not too worried about their size because I don't think size was the reason they lost in the playoffs last year. When I was watching it, I don't think it was like
they couldn't. It was shooting.
Bigger.
It was shooting last year.
It was just a little bit of everything because of how banged up they were, and they didn't have a go-to guy. Siakam was getting double teamed every single time he touched the basketball, and it took him.
That's why they got the shooters.
It took them a couple of games to figure it out, and by then it was just too late. And Joel Embiid got lucky as fuck with his whoopsie daisy trash backboard 3-point buzzer beater bullshit.
Oh,
Never happening again.
But let's agree. One thing I think the reason why they got Otto Porter and all these shooters was because imagine that scenario if Pascal Siakam, because Precious Achua in the playoffs, he wasn't hitting his shots. Like a bunch of the guys who were hitting their shots weren't hitting their shots in the playoffs. So I think they brought in Otto Porter and these other shooters so that when they're in the playoffs and shit, that they can have basically all the guys, post up on the 3-point line. So Scotty and Pascal can do their driving kicks.
So yeah, that's the thing is when you don't have your point guard and you don't have when you have your banged up point guard and you have your banged up point forward and Scotty Barnes who can initiate a little bit of offense even as a rookie, and you have a sick Gary Trent Jr., you pretty much at that point are relying on OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam for spacing.
And I think
they just couldn't get any spacing.
And as much as I love OG, and I thought OG was going to have a breakout year, if OG doesn't break out this season, I think OG Anunoby has peaked. If he doesn't progress past this, some people might say it's because of the Raptors, but This past season, he only played 48 games. That's just injuries. But being a 17-point scorer, I thought he was going to break out as a 20-point scorer. But like he seems like he can be a guy who's an efficient scorer, plays great defense, does a little bit of everything. But I think he peaks as a 17 points per night guy. You agree?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see because
this is the last year that
more
for him to break
not,
out.
I think more often than not, I think you're right. There's still got that sliver of hope. He 20-point per game scorer in the playoffs. He was like essentially until the last couple of games when Siakam and the team finally started making their shots and not getting double teamed and figuring it out.
He averaged 17 in the playoffs, dude. He only averaged 17.
OG?
Yeah, he only averaged 17. He literally averaged the same exact stats in the playoffs that he did during the regular season.
Damn, that's tough. Then the first 3 games he averaged 20 or something like that. Because like the first couple of games he was the best player on offense and it wasn't close. So I think you're right. If he doesn't take that jump, it's probably not happening.
Yeah,
I just think it'll happen if he leaves.
17's not bad. He's just more of a fourth. He's the fourth option. Fourth or third option.
Yeah, we'll see this year. Yeah.
Let's go over and let's finish up with Sixers. I forgot how much coffee makes you need to shit.
Dude, yeah, we're a little over here.
Yeah, I'm like over here like a prisoner, dude. Like fighting, like puckering my butthole. Also, is it
usually when we'd get it going right now?
Do you watch Boondocks?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, you've never seen the Boondocks? Do you have HBO Max?
No.
You don't have HBO? I'm about to send you my HBO.
I have Netflix.
I'm about to send you my HBO so you can watch HBO.
I almost got I'll probably get HBO when I move because I want to finish Eastbound and Down.
Such a great show. You're fucking out.
I've only seen the first like 3 episodes.
Really?
Yeah. I love that guy.
Danny McBride.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's one of the best comedic actors I can think of, actually.
Oh yeah, literally one of the best. I'm just trying to find the greatest. I do all things not because I want to, but because I have to. From this moment forward, Kenny Powers is just like everyone else, normal, not special, no hopes or dreams, pretending to be happy when he's really super sad. Just an average guy with exceptional hair, nothing more, nothing less. From this moment forward, the people's champion, the Shelby sensation, the verse Apache master, the man with the golden dick, Dr. Cock and Balls. That Kenny Powers is dead. And he will never pick up a baseball ever fucking again.
The episode I'm on is he like so the girl that he's in love with, the dork husband, is like the principal of the school, and they had a barbecue and he's all up in Kenny's girl, the prostitute, and Danny or Kenny Powers and the girl teacher that he like used to have a thing with, like they're like kissing in her bedroom, and this guy comes in his
Yes. One of my best quotes. I love the quotes where he's like, "Once upon a time, I believed in destiny, but now I say F that B. Everything I have in this life, I earned myself. There's no cosmic light deciding shit for us. My wealth, my fame, my World Series pennant, I earned myself. The one thing I didn't earn myself was when I caught crabs. I think I got those from sleeping at a Red Roof Inn." I love that show. I love that show. My girlfriend loves that show. I got her into. You have to watch his other shows. That's his first show. His second show is Vice Principals, and his third show is The Righteous Gemstones. Vice Principal.
I've seen the first 2 of Righteous Gemstones, and that was very funny.
Yeah, you got to watch that one last. But the best is Vice Principal's funny. That one has 2 seasons, and him and the guy from Injustice. The guy also he's in Righteous Gemstone. He plays Uncle Billy Bob, but he in Vice Principal, him and Danny McBride are trying to become the head principal after the principal retires. So they're 2 vice principals. It's so funny. It's a good show. Like my girlfriend will be watching this. She's like, I hate the fact that I'm laughing at this stuff. Like it's so. So good. Okay, the Philadelphia 76ers. This team did improve. I love how they have Justin Champagne's twin brother, Julian Champagne. They brought in PJ Tucker, Daniel House, brought back, James Harden, traded for DeAnthony Milton. What do you think of this team? They have a lot of young guys. Trevin Queen, Jaden Springer, Matisse Thybulle, Tyrese Maxey, Paul Reed, Isaiah Joe, Michael Foster Jr.
There's too much talent on this team. I don't even know where to start. They have one of the deepest teams in the league, and they're a threat. And now you have a healthy James Harden, and I think personally the league should not be happy about that. I wonder how many years Harden has at this level. It's probably 1 or 2.
Yeah, he's a motivated
it
Harden.
Might be over. I don't think it's over though.
Their window is 2 years.
Yeah, if he was able to do what he did last year with that injury.
No, that injury is called being fucking fat.
No, that injury is called a bad hamstring. And
because he was fucking fat.
Yes, because if you have a bad hamstring, you can't get in shape. How are you going to get in shape if you can't run?
Or you show up out of shape and you try playing out of shape and you pull your hamstring.
You have a bad hamstring.
Yeah, because he was out of shape originally and he pulled his hamstring out of shape. Bud Harden's motivated to be in shape for the first time in a while.
No. Anyways.
I love how like certain athletes will like use training. Like Pat McAfee was saying, he's like in an interview, he's like, when I was confident they wouldn't cut me out unless I had like 3 or 4 bad games in a row. He's like, I would show up, 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight to training camp and use training camp to get into shape.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be such a good GM because I'd be able to determine. I feel like I'd easily be able to determine who's gonna slack around and who actually like is driven. Because Pat McAfee, to me, is not trying to be the best kicker of all time, punter of all time.
He was. He had like.
I think if he was, he wouldn't show out of shape to training camp.
No, that's just because he knew. That's what like people do. Like when you're not going to get cut. He's a punter too. It doesn't.
You think the best punter ever to exist in the NFL is showing up to camp fat as fuck? No way.
Yeah, let's see what Pat McAfee. Yeah, I think Pat McAfee holds. Yeah, he was all Pro Bowler. I'm pretty sure he was on the NFL All Decade team, and he holds an NFL record for the highest career net average punting yards. Like he's like a top 5 punter of all time.
He's a beast, but he's probably not the best punter of all time. And if he showed up in shape in training camp, probably would have been. Anyways, the Philadelphia.
No, he did show up. He did show up multiple times, but I'm just saying, like, fuck you.
Show up to camp in shape, fellas, if you want to be one of the greatest of all time. This is an extremely deep team, and I really like the addition of PJ Tucker. Daniel House Jr. was all right. I don't actually think he's going to do much for him, but I really hope I'm wrong in my Rocket.
Is health the major concern with this team, though? Because, like, look, Joel Embiid, as much as I love my former Jayhawk, Joel Embiid has never played more than 68 games in a season.
You don't need to. I need you above 60.
All right. No, I agree with that. But, so are you going to say Joel's never going to win an MVP then? Because of that?
No.
But can we agree Joel Embiid has in the past become very inefficient in the playoffs? He's only had one efficient playoff series, and that was in 2021. But besides that, if you look at all his numbers, he still puts up numbers, but he scores so inefficient.
Well, that's what happens when you're the best player on a team in the playoffs. They're going to double you. They're going to trap you. They're going to triple team you. They're going to get the ball out of your hands and make every other player beat you.
One thing that I want to counteract that is his assist numbers go down. He doesn't pass the ball as much in the playoffs.
So he's either forcing it.
That's what I'm saying. He's forcing it. He's forcing it too much. And I think Doc needs to get in his head. And he's like, yo, when you get double teamed, don't think you can just do a couple cool moves like Hakeem Olajuwon and finish.
Yeah, just go down and put it up.
Yeah, just try to fake it and then look for someone to kick it too. Like fake that you're going to make a move so you draw the double and then kick it out to somebody in the corner. Which, like, look, he's a guy who's averaged for his career, 3-4 assists a night, but in the playoffs he falls down to 2 assists a night.
I don't think Doc Rivers is a good coach or great coach.
He's not a great, he's not top 5.
There's no way a great coach doesn't have his players practice. Philosophy.
First off, you have to understand a lot of NBA teams don't okay, so when I say Doc Rivers doesn't practice, he does not practice, you get so certain NBA team, no NBA team actually does practice how you think of practice back in high school, but they do kind of walkthroughs during the regular season, and they still do. It's more individual practice. They have practice, but it's more individual. Focused. How during training camp it's scrimmages and shit. Some teams still run scrimmages, but most teams are trying to during the season just trying to rest their guys and just run through okay, guys, we're gonna do film study today. We're not their practice are more hey, let's hit the weights, let's do film study, let's do shoot arounds, let's work on individual drills, and that's practice. Okay. And then there's other teams. I believe Greg Popovich actually has actual practice every day, like old school practice, but it's training camp every practice. But I'm pretty sure Doc Rivers is, from my understanding, that's part of the reason why he was fired from the Clippers was when Kawhi and Paul George were we never practice. He kind of lets the players just do whatever they want to do and just show up for games.
Yeah. It's tough because I see
I don't know if this is 100% right, but this is from my understanding from what I've read and heard. I've obviously if I ever met Doc Rivers, my first question would be could you elaborate? What have people meant that you don't do practice? What are your practices? I've never seen anyone ask him that. I want to ask him, I would be what can you go through your practice for me? Or ask someone who's played for Doc Rivers, what is a Doc Rivers practice?
It makes sense in theory, but
because it keeps your guys healthy. He's pro player.
I want health, but I also like a walkthrough idea because if I compare Philadelphia Doc Rivers to Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors, they know what to do in almost every situation, and they know where to be. And they know where not to be. When you're playing with stuff, you need to know these things. You need to know when to give the ball up, when to hold it, where to go, where to not go, where to go when. There's so much that goes into their system that if Golden State didn't practice, I don't think they would be. Now, like I said, I like the idea, and I don't know.
Okay, so listen to this. The last year, the Sixers did not practice since October 18th. They didn't practice until the start. Yeah,
so
Georges Niang went on December 17th, exposes Doc Rivers for not making Sixers practice.
So he didn't like that, Niang.
So during the regular season, they don't do practice.
If I'm Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, this makes sense to me. But in theory, it makes sense, but I don't think it makes sense in actuality because you have your George Niangs, you have your Matisse Thybulles, you have your Tyrese Maxey. They don't know what to do in every situation. Yeah. And they need to learn this type of stuff, and you need to learn from your coaches, and you need to learn in the practices, and you need to learn from Kawhi and Paul George. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard won it in Toronto, but Nick Nurse is definitely doing at least some type of practice, at least 100%. Some type of walkthrough. Kawhi is they're doing practice in San Antonio. When I look at a championship level team like Steve Kerr, Mike Budenholzer, I look at a disciplined, well-coached team that knows what to do. They're prepared, and that's why they won it all. Monty Williams, imagine Monty Williams didn't practice. It's just
no. I agree.
It has to have some type of effect when it really matters most in comparison to somebody who is doing that. So the philosophy makes sense in theory, but I think you're always going to lose out to the guy who's isn't doing what you're doing and is doing more.
I think Doc Rivers, his argument will be, he's I won a championship practice coaching like this, and I've been to 2 NBA finals coaching.
That's what happens when you have 4 Hall of Famers in your starting lineup. So
that was a good response.
That's what happens when you build the first You built the first ever super team. That's what's
That
gonna
wasn't the
happen.
first ever super team. First ever super team. It was like the Lakers in the 80s. James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and fucking one more. I'm forgetting the fourth guy, but that team had like 6 Hall of Famers on the team. Same thing with the Celtics. Larry Bird had a bunch of.
Weren't they all homegrown though? Or
no, Kareem came from Milwaukee. James Worthy was
Yeah.
homegrown. Magic Johnson technically homegrown, but there was one more guy I'm forgetting. I don't think he was
I think a
homegrown.
guy's like AC Green, homegrown.
Was AC Green homegrown?
Was he not? I think he was.
I thought AC
I thought he
Green
spent
played.
his whole career. In
I thought he played for another team. Maybe it was afterwards, but maybe you're right. Yeah, he played for the Suns, Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, he was drafted by the Lakers.
I just think I just think the situations are a little bit.
AC Green won 3 championships with the Lakers, 2 in the 80s and 1 in 2000.
Jesus. Like so, yeah. I like okay. In today, how about in today's? Like they built super teams to take down that Celtics squad, or LeBron built a super team to take down the Celtics squad, and then.
But also the Lakers had a super team. Paul Gasol, Kobe Bryant, Derek Fisher, Andrew Bynum. That was a super team. The Lakers, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Derek Fisher, Karl Malone, Gary Payton.
No, I'm not counting 40-year-old Gary Payton and 40-year-old Karl Malone.
Okay, what about the super team, the Bulls?
No.
Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, Scottie
It's
Pippen.
getting on the right track. 3 Hall of Famers getting on the right track. But when I look at Boston,
dude, Boston, they got okay. So the only reason Kevin Garnett went to the Celtics was because Danny Ainge and Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale was the general manager, president of basketball operations for the Timberwolves, and Danny Ainge was the president of basketball operations for the Celtics. Former teammates, kind of did each other favors. Then the Ray Allen deal was the original deal. That they gave a shit ton for Ray Allen, but the only reason that happened was because they needed to maximize Paul Pierce because Paul Pierce was going to leave. They weren't trying to build a super team. They were just trying to get the best team around them, and then it just all worked out. But I got a ship, so let me hear what we got. The Sixers, they're a 55-win team. I think they could win 60 games.
Yeah, they could.
I think they're a top 3 seed, but I'm thinking they're closer to 3 than 1 because I don't have faith in James Harden or Joel being healthy for the whole season.
They'll monitor it, and they'll take nights off as they should.
You got any closing arguments right here?
Very good basketball team. Go James Harden.
Yeah, I think definitely they're a good team. Hopefully Joel can finally win an MVP.
It'd be cool.
Why'd you go so quiet?
Sorry, I'm writing.
Oh, what are you writing?
Timestamps.
Ah, that's smart.
I need to make it more subtle. Yeah.
I think they're at the Aaron. At the very least, this team is a 50-win team because I think if you look at it, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, then we throw in Tobias Harris, and I guess the other guy is PJ Tucker in that starting lineup. Then off the bench, you got Matisse Thybulle, DeAnthony Milton. You got yourself Daniel House, Georges Niang. I guess you're gonna also throw in Furkan Korkmaz and Thibault off the bench. So you're really like 7 guys deep on the bench. This team is 12 guys deep. I like them. But I got to poop.
All right. I'll text you for tomorrow.
Yeah, text me tomorrow. We're going at 9 o'clock.
That'd be great.
Yeah, okay. We'll be on at 9 tomorrow, guys, 9 a.m. And that'll be the last 9 a.m. show and next week start at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 3 p.m. Pacific. All right, guys. Have a great day. If you enjoy the show, be a friend and tell a friend.